You've heard the podcast, now read the book. A Murder Most Foul, The Life of a Hitman. The new novel by Richard Marx. Enter the mind of a contract killer who committed one of the most inexplicable crimes of the 20th century. The inside story will shock you. The News Echo says, Marx has crafted an engrossing novel that is the literary equivalent to a jigsaw puzzle. The Westchester Journal says, Richard Marx writes with confidence and conviction. The voice is world-weary but sharp, poetic but not flowery. His prose is filled with gallows humor, literary allusions, and sentences that often read like lyrics or spoken-word confessionals. A Murder Most Foul, The Life of a Hitman. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wherever fine books are sold. From Oxford Press. Greetings, friends. This is Dr. Richard Marx, and welcome to A Murder Most Foul, The Life of a Hitman, a reading of my unpublished novel in chapters. I hope you'll enjoy it. Epilogue, Monday the 8th. The Murder Most Foul. The big day was here. The day I would earn my $4 million and my new life. Despite the horrible task ahead of me tonight, I was excited by the possibilities. But God, I don't like Mondays. Major had instructed me to arrive at 10:30, and the basement delivery door would be taped open. I tried to sleep throughout the day, but there was a little too much adrenaline, even for an old pro like me. This was an important job for me, but it's also a huge event. Walter had provided the bullets, which were formulated for the .38 with a silencer. I had given him a $150,000 tip and told him I wouldn't be seeing him again. I called Sec and told him to expect something in the mail. It was $350,000. I didn't want to see him. It would have been too hard. I thanked him for his years of friendship and told him I was leaving the business and going underground with the cash from this job. I don't know exactly who you're taking out, but I know it's big. Be careful, my friend. It's been great knowing you. I hope you find the way to get back with that girl. I hope so, too. Thank you for all you've done for me, I replied. All in a hard day's work, buddy. Semper Fi, Sec said. I looked around my apartment. I'd been throwing things away for a couple of days, but now I realized that my bag of cash, a few clothes, my ditty bag, and my Petrarch book were all I needed. I gave my refrigerator and TV to Lucy, the single mom who lived down the hall. I didn't want to leave any trace of the nameless man who had lived in apartment 72. As I walked out the door for the last time, I glanced at my watch. 20:30. I had plenty of time for a drive across town. I would park about 3 blocks away in a spot I had scoped out several nights before. Did you ever notice that real hitmen, again, not like in the movies, never have any facial hair? That's because there's no such thing as a quick shave. I applied my fake beard and stash. I knew that everything was supposed to have been taken care of, but I haven't been able to do this for all those years by trusting other people to take care of details. Besides, I was looking kind of like Serpico. Pacino rocks. I parked, got out of my car, and like Jesus Christ, had a moment of doubt and pain. As I walked down past the museum to the apartment building, I glanced to my left at the park across the street, just as a huge white owl flew around the park and directly over my head. I stared in wonder as a white feather floated down to land at my feet. It was strange to see an owl here in the city. much less one at this time of year. Looking at the park, I wondered what it must be like to have a family, to take your kids to the playground, to not be looking over your shoulder all the time. I could only imagine. I circled the building. It was about 22:20, and I wanted to get a look at the entrance now that the hour was getting late. There was a pudgy guy, about 5'10". He wore glasses and seemed engrossed in a book, probably the Bible, as he had that glassy, sweaty, fanatic look about him. I knew he was the patsy because he kept nervously touching his right jacket pocket. Duh, a military-style jacket. Again, fucking amateur. As if checking if something were still there. I figured it was a 38mm Charter Arms revolver. He didn't even notice as I walked by, and no one else was really stirring. The doormen looked bored, and if they were on the lookout for the burgundy overcoat, no one paid any attention. As long as the patsy gave me my cue, all would be fine. I turned the corner and walked to the basement door, taped open. Thanks for being so reliable, Major. I knew I could count on you. I walked the basement in about the same footprint I had just walked on the surface. I went up the stairs and slowly opened the door to the lobby hall. No one was in sight, so I crossed to the small office to wait. There was a TV, and I thought about turning on the game, but last I heard, the Pats were ahead of the Fish 6-zip. With any luck, I'll be in Miami this time tomorrow. I sat there for 15 minutes, contemplating my future, when a knock, followed by 4 quick knocks on the door, told me it was time for my last contract. I went into the lobby about 4 feet from the stairs leading in. The dragon lady came in first and didn't even look at me. She just walked through the lobby with that reptilian smile on her face. I was ready. Then I heard my cue, and I raised my pistol as the patsy yelled out, "Mr. Lennon!"